Welcome back to the Untold Story of Men podcast, episode 13.
Yep.
I'm a host here, Blake Minto, and this is my friend, Dan.
And co-host as well, Daniel Bartlett. Welcome back. We just finished the other one, but we wanted to do another one. Like I said, we caught the ball now, so I'm going to start running with it. The fire's been lit, start to add some fuel. So we're going to be smashing this out a lot more. But we really wanted to touch on what's going on in Australia at the moment. And as you're sure, if you're Australian and you're aware of what's going on in the world, in Australia, there's been some fucked up shit lately. So we really just wanted to touch on that. And yeah, we'll just speak about our opinions. I've written some stuff down here. We'll touch on the neo-Nazis, the $13 million fucking knife bins that the Melbourne government did, the March for Australia, the fucking bedroom tax they're trying to bring out, Aussie crime. I don't know if anyone's heard, but there's been a bit of knife crime lately. It's really sad. Dezi Freeman, the dude that allegedly killed 2 cops and injured one and has been on the run for almost 2 weeks now. We'll touch on that. The Aussie housing, how your mate Albanese's made a deal with the Indian government to build housing here. Might touch on that. And then we want to finish a bit positive. We want to finish on a new world, on what kind of world we would love to live in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, to have a discussion about Australia and what's going on, and then have another discussion about, what we would like to see and what we'd like to go on. But before we start, I think it's always good to touch on reaching out. We are a mental health podcast as well. So any men, women out there going through, teenagers going through a tough time mentally, you're not alone. Please reach out to me, Dan, a friend, family, anyone, because we love you and we want you around. So yeah.
Yeah, you are loved, you are appreciated. Even if you don't know that, if you haven't been told, this is me telling you now. So again, reach out. Blake's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. My TikTok, Facebook, Instagram be in the description. Maybe an Untold Story, email, whatever. I'm sure you might have some friends or family you can just bump on the shoulder and say, hey, I'm going through this. And yeah, it's seven men kill themselves. Well, 9 people in Australia kill themselves every single day. 75% of those are men. So it's a growing problem. It's getting worse each year. It's not getting better. And yeah, Australia is a beautiful country, and I grew up in this beautiful country, and it was the community and the neighborhood that really showed me how amazing this country really is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grow like on every cul-de-sac, there'd be kids playing some kind of sport,
Yep.
riding their bikes, and I really miss those days.
Yeah, completely different era now, like you said, where we grew up in that era where it was the beginning of the technology and the end of, going outside and exercising and, like you said, egging houses and, doing all that kid stuff. It's all handheld devices.
Well, we would be the last generation to know what it was like without internet.
We would, yeah.
That's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
And all the generations that have been born now, they won't know what life is like without the internet, or even crazier, what life is like without AI.
Yep.
So it's pretty crazy when you think about how far the world has come in just a short period of time. I'm 35, and yeah, it's gone from no internet to now your phone's got internet, cameras. It's just crazy.
Everything we have is in our pocket now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everything.
And how long until it's in your head? You don't need your phone.
Yeah. Yep. It's just way easy to access things.
Yeah. How are these nuts, bro?
They're unreal.
So, yeah, Australia. We've got an amazing country, amazing nation.
The best country in the world.
Yeah. And what we want to touch on is just what's going on in Australia at the moment. So you might have seen the March for Australia and what mainstream media has said about it, calling people that want to march for Australia and make it a better nation racist. which shame on you, to be honest, mainstream media. And another thing is what's come out of the woodwork is these fucking neo-Nazis, bro.
Yeah, Gronks.
It's so weird because they've just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We watched the documentary on last week because I'm just intrigued, right? These group of people who are, they call themselves neo-Nazis, have come out of the woodwork all of a sudden and they're just causing havoc. And I like to see all different avenues and all different opinions and then see what facts are out there. But in that documentary, that Thomas guy, I can't remember his name, I don't really care, but he's like the leader of the neo-Nazis. He even said, like, they will hail Hitler.
Mm.
And we all know what Hitler was and what he did. But, like, I get it to an extent, whereas you're so proud of your race, which is great. There's nothing wrong with being proud to be white. Fucking nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to keep white culture. Where I see a problem and where the line really fucking gets crossed is when you put hate on other races.
Yeah, yeah, I don't agree with, yeah, I think we should all love each other, regardless of race, because otherwise we're not going to live in a very healthy world.
Yeah, I think if you're basing your perspective of other people on their race, fuck man, you've got a lot of healing to do. You've got a lot of work to do. That is just, it's so backwards. No one is, doesn't matter what color skin you have, it doesn't determine the person you are.
Not at all. And I think if anyone out there does determine that through a person of their skin color, you need to have a real, like, you need to check yourself because, yeah.
It's way old school. I like to think that we're a lot better than that. Obviously, some people aren't. And yeah, it's the values of the person that determine who the person is,
100%.
not their skin color. And that it fucking mind boggles me. And the fact that he's been growing now for over a year, and the kind of people I've seen in his groups are young men.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of young, angry men out there that is grooming and betraying and just fucking brainwashing. And if you are someone that's like intrigued of what he's speaking about, I can't remember his name. If you do know his name, let us know. I think it's Thomas. If you are intrigued and you're white, you're young, and you're really starting to listen to this guy, you need to pull yourself up immediately. Now, this guy is only going to lead you down a life of hatred and violence. And I'm sure me and you can both touch on a life of hatred and violence. Spending our early 20s, teenage years fighting,
Very angry young men.
arguing with people constantly, like very angry. And it's a life you don't want to go down. And if you are one of those lads that are experiencing, like you can resonate with what he's saying, fucking send me a message instead and I'll put you on the straight path. But yeah, you need to, if you even are a part of his group, you need to fucking leave immediately. If you're thinking about it, you need to stop, pull yourself up, and do the work. Because
yeah, just so I'm touching with everyone on the same page on my TikTok, we're talking about the neo-Nazi group. Yeah, that's what we're going.
And then so the march for Australia, which was massive, man. It was massive Australia-wide. We went to the Newcastle one. And what the mainstream media, which I seen, didn't show was these neo-Nazis fucking getting booed when they were speaking. But in saying that, the organisers of that protest, just think next time before you give someone a microphone.
Yeah, that was yeah, whoever held that, that was a very, very silly decision, especially with the people who were in the crowd and the type of people that those neo-Nazis are. I thought it was supposed to be a peaceful protest, which turned up not being peaceful at all.
Yeah, I think it was Melbourne and might have been South Australia, Adelaide. Those two is where I don't know about the Sydney one, but if they've got neo Nazis in all three of those states, that's a growing group, and this is where it needs to be nipped in the butt.
Yeah.
Like ASAP. It's a growing group, which shows that there's a lot of fucking angry young men out there that aren't being seen and heard, and they're joining a group that they feel like they're welcomed at, without realizing that they're getting brainwashed and without realizing that their life is going to get fucking destroyed
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to a
Like,
point where there's no coming back.
yeah, yeah. I just got a person here. Long sale said, but all in all, it was a peaceful protest. Other than that small percentage that played up. Which, yeah,
100,
exactly, exactly.
100%. So it was a very peaceful protest. Now I've seen different videos from different creators. Avi, like they attacked Avi, who's an independent
Oh yeah,
journalist
did
at
they
Rebel News.
attack him?
They attacked him.
Yeah.
They attacked Rukshan, who's an Indian Australian. He's an Australian more than I am.
Hmm.
He's an Indian Australian. They attacked him, told him to go home. It's just disgusting. And majority of people were booing them and telling them to fuck off. But they were very violent. It was weird too the way they joined the march was kind of like they were fucking orchestrated to be there.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Oh, I'd say
it
definitely.
was weird,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
There was a video of Tom giving a speech to all his fucking his little army, and then they would march around, and then there's 4 video cameras waiting for him, and then there was another small group around the same size of pro-Palestine, and then they did a little scuffle, and then they broke off, and then the police escorted them into the march. Very, very weird, very sus, which just makes me think like, yeah, like what the fuck is going on? And then what really done it for me was attacking the camp sovereignty
yeah.
after the march.
That was a that was low life. That was
Yeah,
gutless group of men who I would have nothing to do with them. And if I did see them, I'd probably honestly probably punch on with them.
well, that's all they know is violence, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that camp sovereignty, which had nothing to do with the march. They were just there, fucking honoring their land, which is a beautiful thing. And I think the
Always
indigenous
was, always will be.
I think the indigenous they need that more, and to go up there and just attack and like attack women as well.
Oh yeah, I think there was a video of those three men and the one woman. Like what is this? What's this coming to? You know, like
Yeah, it
where
needs to fucking
it's beyond disgusting. You know.
nip it in the butt. But overall, the march was great, man. We went to the one in Newcastle.
Yep.
There was about maybe 3,000 people, all like middle-aged men and women. So like the parents and grandparents of the community. And it was just I spoke to a few of them, and they've all just had enough. They've been alive long enough now to see where this country was and where
Yeah.
it's going, and it was really good to see their feedback. They most of them said that the country that they were born and raised in no longer exists, and
Yeah.
that's the reason they're marching. They're obviously marching for mass immigration, which I believe is any problem for any nation.
Yeah.
Mass immigration,
Yeah.
especially if you're not careful of who you're letting into the nation. You've already seen what's going on in the UK over there, and in Paris and fucking other parts of the world. And just also the fucking ridiculous corruption in the government. I think people have had enough, especially after COVID. I think COVID woke a lot of people up to the corruption and the bullshit.
Yeah.
And then now more and more people are just fucking quite sick of it, and they're marching. So I think there's another march on the 13th of September, which will probably be bigger and better. People will know to fuck the neo Nazis off if they come, even though old mate's locked up at the moment. And yeah, I think it's going to be a big march across Australia,
Mm.
and I think it's fucking needed, man. I think it's needed very much. Like the corruption at the moment is almost laughable of what's going on. They're trying to bring in, I don't know if you've heard that bedroom tax they want to bring in.
I think I heard
So if you have
something.
a spare bedroom and you're not using it,
Oh no, I didn't actually.
they'll tax you on that. I think it was more than one spare bedroom, I think. Again, tell me if it's right or not. These are all just opinions, obviously. And that for me is wild. And then it's like yeah, the term "take an inch," you give an inch, you take a mile.
Mm.
It's like it's kind of like that. We've let the government, take inches
Yeah.
for
Well,
years and years,
for
and
a long
now it's
time.
like they're just taking a mile.
I think that's been the government our whole lives, really. You know,
Mm.
they just press and press and press until they get what they want.
Well, the backbone of I believe the backbone of a good society is the family structure and the working class.
Yeah.
And I think if you take away the family structure, which is pretty much there, we've got a pandemic of single mothers. We've got domestic violence through the roof. We've got divorce rate at 57% chance of being divorced. The family structure is been for years and years. It's been trampled on. And then what did I say? The other thing was.
Well, and a lot of it's, the system at the moment is built for families, for both parents to go out and work, leave your kids in daycare or school. There's no actual home anymore.
Yeah,
Both parties, like the cost of living, both parties have to go out and work.
yeah,
And by the time we all get home, get the kids in, we only got a few hours to spend together, and then we're all back to bed doing the same shit the next day. The system is built for us to fail, and essentially, you see, well, most of couples now split, and there's just two different family homes now,
yeah,
and it's sad, but that's the world we live in now.
yeah. 57% chance you're gonna get divorced.
Yeah.
And that's wild, bro. It's really, really wild. It's like, would you go for a swim in the ocean if it was a 57% chance you're going to get eaten by a shark? Probably fucking not.
I don't know. I probably was.
You're a risky guy, right? But it's high, and and then attacking the working class, taxing the working class. I remember mum being a stay-at-home mum and dad going to work, and I think he was only on like 80 to 90 grand a year, but there was 4 kids at home, covered us with food, the mortgage, we can go on holidays, I got to play high level football, all the things off just one income.
That's right. Yeah.
You can't do that now.
And my family was the same. Yeah. My old man and my mum bought the land, built the house, all up for, I think it was about 80 or 90. I think it was 92,000 to buy the land and build the house.
I can get
Crazy.
get a meter by meter block.
That was in the 90s. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, I remember.
Hey, sorry, just someone just wrote, is this a podcast or something? Yes, it is. We are called the Untold Story of Men podcast. We're on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and everything. YouTube. So
yeah, Untold Story of Men. Again, I would have went live on the Untold Story of Men TikTok, but I can't because I've only got there was fuck all followers on there, so it won't let me go live.
yeah, so if you want to go on there and was that TikTok? Untold Story of Men podcast TikTok. Give us a like and a follow, and then that way we can, instead of going on our lives, we can go on our pages live.
So the reason we're going live on TikTok, we want to get more attention, more people, drive it to the other page, and then we can go live on that. But at the moment, if you just joined, we're just talking about what's going on in Australia at the moment. Spoken about the march and the neo-Nazis, and just the way Australia has come just over the last 30, 35 years, from a single income household to now there's no way you can live off a single household with 3 kids or more with 90 grand a year. It's just not. And then that was another thing with my parents' divorce. It was they had to sell the house, so now of course the house is sold. Now there's nothing to pass down to the kids.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's crazy, man. And what else is happening? Right.
Someone wrote, what more important is who's going to win the NRLGF? Well, that's a good question.
Who's in it?
No one. Well, that's right. We're only in the semis now, buddy. Yeah. That's right.
The Knights came fucking wooden.
But thanks for the question anyway.
Wooden spoon. But What is? It's got the $13 million knife bins. Have you heard of that?
What is it?
The $13 million knife
Ah,
bins in
yes.
Melbourne.
Yeah. Wow.
The
Wow.
Melbourne
How many
Cup.
bins did you say?
40.
40 bins. 13 million. Wow.
Any Boilermakers on here? Is that expensive?
Jeez.
Meter by meter metal bins. 40 of them. $13 million. 300. I think it was 320,000 per bin. Any Boilermakers out there? If you can beat that price, hit up the Premier in Melbourne. She might be able to help you out. But no one knows who made the bins, which is the biggest mystery. What company made the bins? Because I'm sure the workers will be a bit pissed off knowing that the bins they made were fucking sold for 320,000.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Oh, yeah. I wonder who it was. Surely it's somewhere. Blue Scope Steel.
made in China.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Made in China. And what else did you want to touch on? Bro.
So someone just wrote, well, the same bins are created for the Salvation Army, 1,800 a bin. Yeah, but except this is, how many bins?
40 bins.
And how much was each bin worth?
About 320.
325,000. There's a bit of a...
How much did they say?
They're talking about the Salvation Army bins.
How much were they?
1,800.
A bin?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's what we're
Crazy.
saying. That's what we're saying, bro.
I think it was. And then we wanted to touch on the Dezi Freeman thing. I don't know if you're not in Australia. There's this guy who allegedly killed 2 cops, shot and injured 1, and he's been on the run now for, I think it's like 11 days. They haven't caught him. And first of all, to the police officers, rest in peace. No one should go to work and never come home.
That's right.
That's fucked up. And Dezi, bro, the allegedly killed 2 cops, injured 1. But the whole story it stinks for me. The whole story. Yeah. It's a bit odd. It really, really is a bit odd. First of all, 10 cops go to this man's house for a historical crime that he apparently committed, but there's no history of him committing any of those crimes before. All 10 police officers didn't have their body cam on, which is a bit sus. And then another thing was he was hiding in the bus, in his little bus. He had a house on his property, but he was hiding in the bus. And then he apparently shot through the bus with his homemade shotgun, killed 1, and then was able to kill another, and then able to shoot another and steal their weapons, and then run off into the bush.
Wow.
Without the other 7 coppers firing back or chasing him down.
Yeah, okay.
And then he's gone off into the bush and he hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
And there's been 450 police officers plus helicopters plus dogs.
I can't find him.
Plus everything, and they just can't find this guy. And yeah, for me that's wild. If you have any opinions on that,
needs beats.
let us fucking know, because that for me is wild. And I'm pretty sure it's protocol for the police to have their body cams on, and why they wouldn't have them on is another thing.
We know why.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Somebody commented on here as well. They said the whole Desi thing doesn't make sense, and it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No.
It smells, and yeah, usually where there's a funny smell, there's something rotten there. So yeah.
Some Gorilla Monsoon wrote, your facts on 100%. We know that. But we're just saying what we've heard. You know.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know everything. We're not saying we do. But
their opinions.
But if we got opinions. If you have an opinion, you just shoot it our way.
Yeah, tell us more, and then we'll tell you if we think it's bullshit or not.
Can I ask on the Dezi Freeman thing? Obviously, it's through mainstream media, and that's the problem with mainstream media.
Yeah.
Well, like mainstream media is pushing. They're calling him a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen. Now, the word sovereign and citizen doesn't make sense. Sovereign is having ultimate control of yourself, and then citizen is you being a subject to something else. So those 2 words next to each other don't make sense. So to call yourself a sovereign citizen, it's quite moronic. But I think it's more the media calling him a sovereign citizen, and then they use that one word to label everyone else. So like if you're a conspiracy theorist, or if you have you want to speak out about the government, then you get labeled this sovereign citizen. which is it's just another label. And people that use those labels are the ones usually that have low IQ. And then mainstream media is just, well, it's mainstream media. They're full of shit always.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't tell the truth ever.
If you believe mainstream media, then they
Again.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
well,
all
it's
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's all
it's fucking bullshit. Especially after what happened with COVID, I'm pretty sure everyone can understand that. But then, yeah, so like, because they've portrayed him to be this.
Someone wrote they have already killed him allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. And I've heard that story. I've heard that. I've heard multiple stories. I've heard that the cops they killed their own, but then killed Dezi, and they're blaming it on Dezi. I've heard that he's already been dead, and they're trying to they're training in other ways to search for other people. I've heard multiple things, and the army's been involved too, which is crazy. The Australian Defence Force never comes in for civil matters and helps out the police, so they're in as well. They've got the army, which is that's pretty crazy. And how's this? People are calling him the next Ned Kelly. Ned Kelly was shot and killed 80 kilometers near where this happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How's that?
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a fun fact. There you go.
Weird. So yeah, Ned Kelly was killed nearby to where this is all happening in Melbourne. But it seems like Melbourne is just fucking losing it hard because the next is like the crime, bro, and it's knife crime again. So in Melbourne, we recently just had a young lad fucking butchered, bro, with machetes by another 12 or so people. And this young lad was only, I think, 12 years old. And he was on his way home. Again, like I said, Chinese whispers. Again, he was on his way home from work or basketball or something. And he just got fucking absolutely mauled down by a bunch of people with machetes. It's fucking crazy, man. Man, I can't imagine being a parent and getting that phone call. That's fucking wild.
It seems to be becoming a growing thing in Australia as well. For example, we had that boy, the adult boy, 18, I think he was, at the Kent, and was stabbed to death that night. And Beaumont Street, and these young kids, young men's lives who are being taken away too early for something probably so stupid. And not only the people who, like the people of part who got killed and murdered, but the people who did it, their lives are also down the drain now, spending the rest of your lives in jail. It's if you're carrying a knife around, it's disgusting. Don't do it. There's no need. If you've got an issue with someone, square up. That's the best way I can put it. Square up in the street at minimum.
Well, that just brought another topic we can touch on, which you've probably seen, is it's quite new, is the one round wars or some shit. The boxing, the backyard boxing.
Oh, the 1 minute rounds, yeah.
What's that all about? Have you seen much
of it? Yeah, I've seen much of it.
What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I mean, I think it's, I was speaking to a guy who was doing it, and I said to him, "Oh, how much do you get for a fight?" Because obviously, I'm a prize fighter. I was like, "How much do you get for a fight?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing. It's only if you win the tournament." I was like, "Fuck, there'd be no chance of me going into a fight, like having to go through the tournament, then get the money. Like, there'd be no way."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a growing sport. So, but maybe eventually, it will get to that stage. But,
So how does it work?
So I think you just put your hand.
Yeah,
you just put your hand up. I guess you register with the group. You go in. Yeah, you punch on, and then the winner just proceeds on to. There's two men left, and winner takes all.
Yeah. I'm a bit mixed on it. I do think it's good that you can let out certain emotions. However, I think if those emotions aren't controlled, then it's going to cause more trouble down the line into the individual's future. Now, what I mean by that is, if you're struggling and you think, I need to get into a ring and get my head punched in or punch someone else's head in, I think you're going at it the wrong way. I don't think that's going to help you mental health. I don't think that's going to help you any way, shape, or form. Even though you might get that dopamine afterwards, I think that's a false dopamine. And I really hope the organisers have some kind of mental health support, whether that's a mental health coach or professional, at the fights itself.
Yeah.
Because yeah, man, I remember. I'm just going back to when I was a little brawler in my late teens and early 20s, and like I get it. I get that getting that emotion out and having that fucking that adrenaline. I get it. It can be addictive.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I don't like about it is
Yeah.
the addictiveness. Because what's going to stop them being out in public and someone goes, "Oh, you're a fuckwit," and then because they've just punched on the day before or last week and it was all contained and controlled, they don't have the emotional intelligence to control that again.
That's right.
They get into that adrenaline and bang.
Yeah. Especially if you're not getting paid for the like it's a sport. Like if you're not getting paid to do this and you lose, and you could be angry and go out the next day and, like you said, punch on. But like if you're feeling like that, I mean, a good help, like you want to get your dopamine hit, join a boxing club. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Shout out.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Fighters Den Boxing, Bennett Screen, my gym. Yeah, that's it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I think that's way more better, is going to learn the sport before you're just diving in there.
Yeah.
Again, just go join fucking a boxing gym. Go join.
Do it the right way.
Do it the right way, because you're still going to get that adrenaline. You're still going to get that dopamine. It's just not going to be so rushed. But it's you're learning to control it.
Yeah, and not only that, like you got boys banging on, who, and I know for a fact in some of those sanctioning things with the that people can't compete in it if they got combat sports history, or as I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've been told. And like you got guys who, may just do some backyard sparring and stuff like that. Like it all will take in one of these events is for someone to get killed from one shot, and then it's just gonna be boom, it's done.
Yeah, and then I don't know how you get insurance if you are an organizer for that. So then you'd be fucking liable as well.
Yeah, I don't know how, because usually everything in New South Wales is done through New South Wales Combat Sports, so I don't know how that's getting done. So,
I'm guessing there's waivers being signed.
Oh yeah, I dare say,
if you get hurt, it's on you.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah, right. Yeah, because obviously you're a professional boxer. You've been doing it for fucking a decade more now.
Yeah.
So you know what it's like. You've done the training. You've mastered the sport. So when you come up to somebody in the street, I'm guessing, being at that position that you're in, you'd have to take that into account. Like, I could really hurt this motherfucker if I pursue to hit him.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be more cautious on when you do decide to hit him. Like, your life or your safety would have to be at serious threat for you to use that, right?
Outside of boxing, I would stay away. Do anything to not get into a fight. The only way I would be pushed into a fight these days is if either my family or myself was in really strict danger,
or if someone,
or I was forced to defend myself. But then that's the way I do it. You don't go out there looking for fights. But yeah, like you said, if someone was to press me, I would just be like, hey, like I don't want none of this. Like I don't want to fight. But if you're put in the position where you have to, well then.
And that's coming from a place of how much damage you can do, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you're choosing not. Like in that moment, you'd be choosing not to fight because you know how much harm you can do to that person.
Yeah, and disciplinary as well. You don't, especially like fighting in the street. Like for who I am, for example, like, and you got people getting your phones out and filming that, and like, oh.
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't
like it. The first thing people go to now is the phone.
The phone, yeah.
To film it.
Yeah,
not
that's
to
right.
fucking ring the ambos or the police or anything.
No.
It's the fucking how many views can I get?
Yeah, that's it.
But it's like, so as a young fella, like the only fighting I had then was just fights in street fights.
Yeah.
And there was no standing there boxing or doing these things. But bro, I used to love headbutts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the difference.
The first thing would happen is every fight you get push and shove, and I always got taught when I was younger by the old man to make sure you land the first one.
That's all right.
So whenever someone came into my personal space that would push me or shove me, we used to just be grabbing by the shirt, bang, headbutt straight in the nose.
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Cobra Kai.
But me being so young and uneducated in that combat sport, I didn't know how much fucking harm I was inflicting on that other person.
Yeah.
There was a part of me that really wanted to, put that harm on them. So really understanding that animal in you, that warrior in you, and how to tame that and that anger is fucking. That was life changing.
I got offered to fight in that the BKFC, is it? The Conor
bare
McGregor
knuckles. Yeah.
for the Perth one. I got offered the contract. With a guy called Frankie, who must have been one of the matchmakers. And the day of my last weigh-in, when I fought in Queensland. That's when the Perth, so everything was in black and white, and that's when the Perth government said it's not going ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the reason for that? You know.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Yeah.
That's really odd. But so
it sucks. It sucks. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got offered a pretty good, a good amount of money for like something that I don't do. You know, so like, why not?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then just fizzled out, which I thought was a bit silly because, you know, you got Conor McGregor who has this brand, and to bring that to Australia would have been, you know, you were talking about a sporting country, but people would have loved that. You know, the money that could have been made over here for it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And it would have been done the right way.
Because what's the money like in boxing now? Is it
Australia? It's shit.
It's shit.
It's shit compared to other countries. Yeah. Like for example, Jai Obateya said recently, like he did most of his professional bouts for nothing. But that's who that's who he is. He's a warrior, and he wants the belts, you know. But he gets paid what he gets paid now. What he should, now he does. But he was fighting for free a lot of the time, just so he could get up there through the ranks.
And how many boxers just go, oh fuck it, I can't live with it?
Well, that's right, exactly.
How many?
It's a hard sport for Australia to, unless you get looked after by like a good promotion like No Limit if you're coming up or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough because a lot of the time when you're coming up as a pro in your first 5 to 10 fights, you got to be fronting a lot of money yourself. You know, gym paying trainers, strength and conditioning coaches, ice baths, stuff like that. Doctors. You know, and doctors. Yeah, and it's a lot of money. Yeah, and that's what people don't understand. So you know, you got guys who are who are working at the same time and trying to make a career out of it. So it's a tough sport in Australia, but yeah.
So if that bare knuckle came to Australia, it would take off.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
Especially with the way they were paying, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
You'd find boxers just going over.
Yeah. Oh, well, a lot of them are now. Yeah. You know, you find that Lucas, the heavyweight world champion, the last heavyweight world champion that we had for boxing, Lucas Big Daddy Brown, he just fought on the weekend for it.
Yeah, right.
And he won by, I think, I'm not sure, maybe by knockout.
Is he the tatted up white fella?
Yeah, big ball bloke. Yeah. Massive, yeah.
Okay, I've seen him in a couple of things. I didn't realise what it was.
Yeah, so he, but I'm not sure if that was with the BK. I think it was with another governing body. Yeah.
Because I think I watched his post interview, where he was saying I was a bit nervous coming in here, getting punched without gloves, and then once I copped a few and I realised I was sweet, I fucking loved it or something.
Yeah, I just got one of the boys on here, King Billy Jerky, right?
What?
Roy Jones Jr. versus Brett Nolan. Brett Nolan is one of the boys, the Toronto lads I grew up with. He goes, who wins? I said, Brett Nolan, definitely. Don't worry. Funny story about him, he actually used to pump me in sparring. Yeah. I said to him, I said the other day, I said to him, do you remember I got fucking PTSD from your jabs?
It's funny you brought up Roy Jones Jr. I seen a video the other day of he lost a gold medal in the Olympics when he was younger, Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
To I think it was a Chinese man or an Asian man. And it was a bullshit fight. Like, Roy Jones Jr. folded him, but they gave the gold medal to the other guy. And then it was like 10 or 20 years later.
Yeah, it was. I just seen the video the other day. Yeah,
he gave the gold medal
back to Roy. Yeah,
and it was really emotional for him. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, well, the Olympics are like that. They're fucked.
I've heard. Sounds like the whole boxing industry is a bit fucked.
Yeah, they are. There's a lot of shit.
That's cool. All right, and then what were we going to touch on next? Yeah, the new world. Oh, bro, what are some things you would like to change in this world or in this country? What are some things you would look forward to seeing or?
Well, first off, I think a big one is, cost of living.
Yeah.
I think that has to be lowered.
So fix the financial
Fix the
crisis.
financial crisis.
Mm.
That's one of the first ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I can think of at the moment. What about you?
There's a bit. So I would implement mental health programs into schools, from primary schools upwards. I would put the Bible, I'd put the Constitution,
Amen.
and I would put Indigenous learnings back into schools.
Yep.
I'm a big believer on creating your next generation. And at the moment, we're creating a fucking very weak generation. So I would do that. I would take the furries and the transgender shit out of the schools as well. I would love to see the housing crisis get back to where it was, so people can afford to buy a home. And I would start taxing the huge corporations that aren't paying any tax but using all our fucking resources. You fuckers, greedy grubs. So all
Dogs.
our energy, coal, gas, metal, gold, all of those that the government has slowly sold off to, I would take back ownership of those, and then use that money to reduce or replace income tax.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
That's what I'd like to see. I would love to see old school medicines, ancient medicines, integrate with modern medicines. I think we've lost a part of that ancient history, where plants and herbs and stuff can be quite, God put everything on this earth for us to use. But we've started to use, pharmaceutical stuff.
Well, pharmaceuticals is a business.
Yes,
yeah, that's right.
Or,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all a business. Yeah.
So it's crazy because society makes you sick, and then sick people are profitable. So, the biggest killer in human beings in Australia is heart disease, and then it's cancer, and then it's suicide. So it tells you, we're eating, drinking all the wrong things, which is making us sick, which then pharmaceuticals are making a huge profit because you're sick, and they don't teach you how to stop those. They just fucking they just numb the symptoms.
That's right.
Really.
Just hand out another drug.
Yeah. So I'd love to see that. Fuck man, that list can go on. I'd love to see a new government be put in, so get rid of Labor and Liberal. Live will end in 5 minutes. We have detected inactivity during your current live. Complete the verification. Continue guitar.
We've got some technical difficulties going
Technical difficulties. Let's do this puzzle. That's weird. Yeah. What was I saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would fully flip the government.
Flip the script.
Liberal. I would probably like to see Australia go independent. So away from the Commonwealth, away from the UK as well, and just become its own nation.
Well, that's hierarchy.
Yeah, so become its own nation, like have a president, redo the constitution, bring back some better rights for the people, look after the kids, fucking harsher crimes as well for some things, like fucking rape and anything to do with
harsher penalties for that kind of shit.
Harsher crimes for that kind of shit. Like I'd love to see the death penalty come back in for that kind of stuff. Man, that's the base point anyway. That's the kind of new world I'd love to live in and bring. Yeah, I just want to see more well-being and entrepreneurship put in back in schools. Go back to the breath and meditation and prayer and all bring put in the schools. Like I see the kids going on now, and it's like, fuck, man, what kind of generation are we going to have in 20 years? That's right. It's scary, and we both got kids coming into the teenage years now, so it's kind of like, fuck, what kind of world we're living for them.
Yeah, that's right. The scariest part is what is going to go on with our kids. And I think we're at this stage now where it's like, if we don't do something as a whole, our future generations are going to be in very big trouble.
So instead of focusing on leaving a better planet for our kids, let's leave better kids for our planet.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer on that. Yeah, man. And that's what I'd like to see. It just seems so far away.
Yeah.
But it all comes back to the individuals. doing the stuff, doing all the things they love, connecting back with God, connecting back with themselves.
That's
And
it.
yeah, it's making that change, man. I really do want to see a much better country, because
Yeah.
this is still a new country, and it started on bad terms. Obviously we know the history of Australia and how the Indigenous were treated here and whatnot, but I think we've kind of moved past that, and we've built a beautiful country. But now I feel like there's division again, trying to sneak back in. And yeah, man, it's. I really hope it sorts itself out, and I really hope that people can unite back together
we want to
again.
be. We all want to be one. Yeah.
Just unite and go back to being, help your neighbor.
And listening to other, I think the only way we can grow is by opening our hearts and listening to other people's cultures, and especially Australian Indigenous culture. Like us moving forward would be, coming together and figuring things out properly.
Yeah, I would like.
And a lot of people are blind to that. They want it their way and their way only, which is the problem.
Yeah, and I would really like to see that. The Indigenous man in Australia, especially, like I was telling you before the potty, it's like we got these Egyptian artifacts here in New South Wales out of Gosford.
Yeah.
That I really want to go see, and the fact that they're here really blows my mind. And it's like, why were they here? Did they learn something off the Indigenous, or did they bring the Indigenous, or did they teach the Indigenous something? It's like, what was going on 10,000 years ago when that happened? It fucking blows my mind. And because the Indigenous were very spiritual, aren't they? Very
the dream time. The dream time.
Yeah. So and I think with the government we've got now and the corruption that's in it, they're going to try and suppress as much of that information as possible.
They will.
And that's what history is. It's his story, right? It's so much more to history than we all think and learn in schools and stuff. So, yeah, man, that's the kind of world I'd like to live in.
Yeah, that's it.
How long's that, bud?
45.
45.
Sweet.
Well, let's wrap it up.
Yep, no worries.
Good, Happy.
Good app.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you got some value.
Thanks for tuning in for TikTok. If once again, we are called the Untold Story of Men podcast. We're on Instagram, TikTok. Like, follow. We're on YouTube. Everything. So give us a watch. Give us a listen. Tell us what you think, and we'll go from there. And for anyone out there who is struggling with mental health, once again, reach out to someone, because we love you. I love you. And we need you in this world more than you know. So, reach out to anyone, call anyone, or reach out to us, either me or Dan.
Yeah, always here, guys. It's just one message away, yeah? Just always reach out. And again, the Lions Den will be kicking off soon. It'll be for men, but I'm going to do something for you ladies too. Because, again, the ladies are struggling as well as the men, but... we're going to get there. It's been really cool. It's been a good break, but like I said, I'm fueling the fire now. And so I'm new to TikTok. I'm going to go on TikTok live most days, just to help people. Tell me what's going on in your world. I can help you, and I can give you some good guidance and advice based on the training I've done, which is NLP and hypnosis, and the experiences I've lived too. So awesome. Thank you very much.
You.